Welcome back to Top Stream Finds. Today, we're diving into the top 10 highly brutal, blood-soaked action thrillers like Gladiator. If you crave raw battles, relentless vengeance, and that cinematic rage that burns through every frame, these movies are your next obsession. We're talking epic duels, fearless warriors, and stories soaked in blood and honor. Stick around till the end because number one doesn't just fight for glory, it destroys everything in its path. Let's dive in. Number 10. The Eagle.
Are you ready?
This one's a fierce, battle-worn epic that carries the same raw spirit and warrior grit as Gladiator. It's not just a fight for honor, it's a fight for redemption, drenched in blood, loyalty, and legacy. The story follows a young Roman officer who sets out on a perilous mission to restore his family's honor after his father's legion vanished beyond enemy lines. With only a loyal slave at his side, he journeys into hostile lands to retrieve the lost emblem of Rome, the eagle, and reclaim the pride his family lost in shame. The real power of this film isn't just in the clashing swords or brutal ambushes, it's in the silence before battle, the code of honor that binds enemies, and the unspoken brotherhood formed through pain and purpose. Every step forward feels like walking through history bloody, proud, and unrelenting. If you loved Gladiator and crave another story built on courage, loyalty, and the cost of redemption, The Eagle is one you can't skip, now streaming on Netflix. Number 9. Ironclad. This one's a brutal, mud-soaked medieval war epic that roars with the same savage energy as Gladiator. It's raw, relentless, and every clash feels like a fight for survival, not glory. The story follows a battle-hardened knight and his small band of warriors as they make their last stand inside Rochester Castle, defending it against King John's ruthless army. Outnumbered and surrounded, they fight not for riches or fame, but for freedom, honor, and the last breath of rebellion against tyranny.
Believe that what they do in battle.
What makes Ironclad unforgettable isn't just the blood and steel, it's the desperation. You feel every sword swing, every cry of pain, every ounce of defiance in men who know death is inevitable but refuse to kneel. If you loved Gladiator and crave another war epic built on grit, sacrifice, and unbreakable will, this movie delivers pure medieval fury, now streaming on Prime Video. Number 8. Immortals.
Fight for your children! Fight for immortality!
This one's a brutal, mythic war epic that channels the same raw power and visual fury as Gladiator. It's not just about gods and heroes, it's about vengeance, sacrifice, and the hunger to defy fate itself. The story follows Theseus, a fearless warrior chosen by the gods to lead a desperate fight against King Hyperion, a tyrant who seeks to unleash the Titans and bring chaos to the world. As kingdoms fall and legends collide, Theseus must rise from a humble stonemason to a symbol of rebellion, one forged through blood, faith, and fire.
For something we would never have! Today, we fight for honor!
What makes this film stand apart isn't just the scale, it's the spectacle. Every scene feels carved from myth, every battle painted in gold and blood. The violence is poetic, the visuals are godlike, and the emotion burns through every clash like lightning from Olympus. If you loved Gladiator but want something more mythical, more brutal, and visually breathtaking, Immortals is the divine war story you need to watch now, streaming on Netflix. Number 7. Centurion.
This is a new kind of war. A war without honor, without end.
This one's a brutal, blood-soaked survival epic that carries the same raw power and warrior spirit as Gladiator. It's savage, relentless, and every swing of the sword feels personal. The story follows a group of Roman soldiers ambushed behind enemy lines after their legion is wiped out. Trapped deep in hostile territory, they must fight their way home through the unforgiving wilds of ancient Britain, hunted by a ruthless tribe that knows no mercy. What starts as a mission turns into a desperate struggle for survival, where honor means nothing and endurance is everything.
Gutted and skinned before nightfall.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired of running.
The real impact comes from its raw, physical intensity. You can almost feel the cold steel, the mud, the blood, and the exhaustion of men fighting not for glory, but for life itself. If you loved Gladiator and crave another grounded, vicious tale of courage, betrayal, and survival, this movie is one you can't miss, now streaming on Prime Video. Number 6, Ben-Hur.
Are we having fun now, brother? Stand and fight! Stand up now!
This one's an epic, emotionally charged revenge story that echoes the grand scale and raw intensity of Gladiator. It's not just a battle of swords, it's a battle of spirit, faith, and redemption. The story follows Judah Ben-Hur, a nobleman betrayed by his own brother and forced into slavery. Stripped of everything, his home, his family, his name, he endures years of brutal hardship, fueled by one purpose: vengeance. But when fate gives him a chance to reclaim his freedom, he faces a greater choice: revenge or redemption.
In the arena, there is no law. Racing.
What makes it powerful isn't just the breathtaking chariot races or the massive set pieces, it's the emotion behind them. Every scene feels monumental, every victory hard-earned, and every loss deeply human. It's a story about how rage can consume you and how forgiveness can free you. If you loved Gladiator and want another sweeping epic filled with betrayal, brotherhood, and redemption, this movie is a timeless classic you need to experience now, streaming on Prime Video. Number 5, The Last Duel. This one's brutal, gripping, and emotionally charged like Gladiator, but sharper, darker, and driven by raw human pride. It's not just a medieval war film, it's a clash of honor, truth, and vengeance played out on blood-soaked ground. The story follows two knights bound by loyalty but torn apart by betrayal, when one accuses the other of an unspeakable crime against his wife. With no justice in sight, the truth is left to be decided by combat, a duel to the death that will determine not just guilt or innocence, but who truly holds power in a world built on lies. What sets it apart is its perspective. The story unfolds through 3 different viewpoints, revealing how pride, deception, and ego twist reality itself. It's not just about who wins, it's about what's lost in the fight for justice. If you loved Gladiator for its honor, brutality, and emotional weight, this movie delivers all that and more, a historical epic where every sword strike cuts deeper than steel. Now streaming on Disney+. Number 4, Kingdom of Heaven. This one's a grand, visceral historical epic that carries the same soul-stirring power and visual might as Gladiator. It's not just about war, it's about faith, honor, and the cost of doing what's right in a world built on blood. The story follows Balian, a humble blacksmith who rises from tragedy to become a knight defending Jerusalem during the Crusades. Thrust into a conflict between kings, armies, and belief itself, he must choose between vengeance and virtue, fighting not for glory but for peace in a time ruled by chaos. What sets it apart isn't just the sweeping battles or stunning landscapes, it's the moral weight behind every decision. The film explores courage, conviction, and the quiet strength it takes to stand against corruption when the world is burning around you. If you loved Gladiator and want another historical masterpiece filled with epic scale, emotional depth, and breathtaking battles, Kingdom of Heaven is a must-watch, now streaming on Hulu. Number 3, Outlaw King.
For country!
This one's a raw, gritty medieval epic that roars with the same defiance and fire as Gladiator. It's brutal, heroic, and soaked in the spirit of rebellion. The story follows Robert the Bruce, a Scottish noble forced into exile after England crushes his rebellion. But instead of surrendering, he rises again, uniting outlaws, warriors, and broken men to fight back against impossible odds. What begins as survival becomes legend, as one man dares to challenge an empire. What makes it unforgettable is its honesty, the mud, the blood, the heartbreak. Every battle feels personal, every sacrifice earned. It's not polished glory, it's raw courage, shown through blistering fights and unshakable resolve. If you loved Gladiator and crave another historical war epic filled with rebellion, honor, and jaw-dropping battles, Outlaw King is one you can't skip now, streaming on Netflix. Number 2, Troy, Fall of a City.
This war will test us. If we lose faith.
This one's an epic blend of war, betrayal, and destiny, carrying the same raw power and emotional depth that made Gladiator unforgettable. It's brutal, romantic, and drenched in the tragedy of heroes who know their fate but fight anyway. The story dives deep into the legendary fall of Troy, where gods play with mortals and warriors carve their names into history. At its core is the forbidden love between Paris and Helen, a spark that ignites one of the greatest wars ever fought. As armies clash and kingdoms crumble, honor and desire collide, turning victory into devastation. What makes it unforgettable isn't just the battles, it's the sense of inevitability. Every sword swing feels like it's driven by fate, every betrayal carries the weight of legend, and every loss cuts deep. It's myth brought to life with fire, passion, and tragedy. If you loved Gladiator and crave another grand tale of warriors, gods, and doomed love, this movie is one you don't want to miss, now streaming on Netflix. Number 1, The Northman.
I won't kill you if you'll let me.
This one's a raw, blood-soaked epic that carries the same primal fire and vengeance-driven heart as Gladiator. It's savage, mythic, and every scene feels carved from rage and destiny. The story follows Amleth, a Viking prince who witnesses his father's brutal murder and flees into exile. Years later, hardened by war and consumed by revenge, he returns to claim what was stolen: his crown, his family, and his honor. What begins as a rescue mission erupts into a storm of violence, betrayal, and fate, where every strike feels earned in blood. The real power of the Northman isn't just in the battles, it's in the madness behind them. The film feels ancient and unflinching, pulling you into a world where revenge isn't justice, it's survival. If you loved Gladiator and crave another epic soaked in vengeance, mythology, and raw brutality, The Northman is your next must-watch now, streaming on Prime Video. Those were the top 10 highly brutal, blood-soaked action thrillers like Gladiator that you can stream right now. Which one are you watching first? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If you discovered a new battle favorite today, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic war and revenge thrillers, and don't go anywhere. My next video dives even deeper into savage duels, unstoppable warriors, and blood-soaked glory you won't forget. See you there.